Hello guys and welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and today we are here with tips for having nothing to draw. Lots of artists seem to have moments where they feel like there's nothing to draw or they don't know what to draw. At the end of this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to solve this problem and maybe do a video explaining further in depth about them. But this video is going to be about going back to basics. Going back to basics, whether you're a beginner, pro, or anything in between, can help establish what you need to work on more. Try and find videos online teaching you how to draw certain elements. Noses, like you see here. Fill a sketchbook page or two. This is a good way to feel like you're doing something worthwhile and you are 1 or 2 steps closer to that last page in your sketchbook, which makes you feel amazing. Well, at least it does make me feel amazing anyway. It doesn't have to be faces, of course. Drawing a tree on its own or a bunch of different trees, if you're a landscape artist, would do you good. Draw a building. Never drew a building before? Well, teach yourself. There are lots of resources out there that can help you learn anything you want. Experimenting is fun. Don't be scared to explore new styles, colour and techniques. The possibilities are endless. Honestly guys, it's so exciting to just dive into something that you might not know how to draw and just practice it, draw it, and maybe you can add the elements that you learn into your own art. Like if you learn how to draw a building, you can put a building in a background of a character now, and so on and so forth. There's always something to draw. Never say that there's nothing to draw. So that's basically what I am doing just now. In my sketchbook I have dedicated this particular sketchbook, which is the Raymond sketchbook, to basics and fundamentals. So I go into the sketchbook and I sketch things that I want to improve on or things that I want to learn, and I do it with reference photos and tutorials online, videos and reference photos, because if I try and do it from my imagination, I end up getting it wrong, and that's bad. So using reference photos to build your visual library in your head, and using tutorials to find out different ways to do things is really helpful. So in this thing that I'm doing just now, I am drawing the way that ALLJArt, I don't know if that's how you say her name, but I'll link it in the description below. But basically that video is teaching you how to draw noses in her style, and obviously if you go to somebody else's tutorial, they will help you draw it in another style. And I was drawing this in a Lumograph pencil, but I wasn't liking the way it actually looked. Like, I love those pencils for sketching, but I like the look of the coloured pencil. So now let's go on to the other tips that I have for you that I might do an extra video on if you want me to. But basically there are 5 tips, maybe 6 bonus one there. So tip number 1 is to keep a notebook handy wherever you go and keep a running list of things that you want to draw. Our brains are really great, but it can't possibly store all of that information and remember it all. Normal everyday life should always give us ideas and we should take note of them. You might see a coffee cup that you really liked. If you did, then write a note down saying coffee cup, or sketch it out really quickly, or snap a photo, whatever. So those are all ways that you can keep building your library of things and ideas that you want to draw in the future, and then when you have nothing to draw, refer back to those lists and see what you want to draw. I keep loads of lists everywhere in multiple sketchbooks and notebooks. Tip number 2 is to keep a folder or several, like I have, on your computer and save images to them that inspire you in some way. Maybe a pose you liked, or a colour palette, composition, anything. Just something that inspires you and maybe you want to draw it, like or incorporate it into your drawings, obviously not copy it, but if it was a pose, for example, maybe you do the pose and then you put your own character on that pose. So a lot of folders, I have them all categorized by animals, people, YouTubers, celebrities, objects, things, nature, loads of things are categorized. And I am a photographer on the side as well. I don't do it professionally anymore, but I do like to take pictures, and that is my library of reference photos as well. So having a good stock of photos that you can refer back to when you're stuck is a really good idea. Tip number 3 is, and it probably should have been tip number 1, but keep a sketchbook and sketch out ideas you want to draw properly but don't have the time for. So it's sort of like the notebook idea, but in sketch form. Instead of writing when you have the don't know what to draw feeling, look through your sketchbook and see if you can find anything you sketched that you could make into a full work of art. So obviously that's what a sketchbook is for, is to put down your ideas, your thumbnails, whatever pops into your head. It's like a journal basically. So you could have a sketchbook / notebook in one and just carry that around with you. If you don't want to draw or sketch that time, or you literally have time for a word, then write a word. If you would rather sketch it, then sketch it out. And looking through your sketchbooks can show you what you could improve on, because you might see a drawing in it that you thought was good at the time, but then you look back on it and you're like, wait a minute, that eye is like halfway up her face compared to the other eye, and so on and so forth. So keeping a sketchbook is really, really important, and I didn't know this until like a year ago basically, so I'm like trying to fill up as much sketchbooks as I can. Tip number 4 is to join pmp-art.com, and I'm not sponsored by these guys, and I know I keep on mentioning them in my videos, but they have a great resource of images that are not subject to copyright, so you don't have to be worried about redrawing or putting an element from those photographs into your drawings and being done with copyright, basically. So it's basically, if you don't know what it is, it's a website where a group of artists are on, and they have photographers who upload their photos for reference to be drawn, and then you draw it and then you upload your photo and say, hey, I drew your photo, here's a picture of it. And then, you know, it's a good art community. Basically, there's forums and you can talk and you can get feedback, and it's really, really good. I don't really go on there and use it as a forum based thing as much, but it is really fun to do. And yeah, you can also upload your photos if you ever want your photos to be drawn as well. And tip number 5 is, and obviously there is much more tips than this, but tip number 5 is don't stress or feel bad about not knowing what to draw. Like, if you feel stressed or bad about it, then you're just gonna not want to draw anyway. Like, it just makes you feel even worse about drawing, and you just put it off and put it off. But if you don't feel stressed, just grab a pencil or a pen or watercolour or paint or whatever you like to do, and just go for it, enjoy it, and love it. So I think I'm gonna wrap up this video here. There's my little nosies. Thumbs up if you want another video like this. Please remember to comment below and tell me your suggestions and stuff like that. I really would love to hear back from you guys. And subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.